the Philadelphia 76ers beat, in my opinion, the second best team in the NBA last night, the Boston Celtics. The Sixers are now 6-1 without James Harden. Ball's moving. The Clippers are 0-2 with James Harden. Something I had said last year. I thought Harden was stunting the growth of the ascending young Tyrese Maxey, whose usage rate has gone up. He gets the ball. No more orange cone in the middle of the road blocking him, known as James Harden. The Sixers have been talented for years, but they've always had this one agitating chemistry blocker on the roster. James Harden, Ben Simmons, Jahlil Okafor. Maybe it was Nerlens Noel. Again, just an orange cone in the middle of the road stopping traffic. Well, now they have cleared the deck. You have a clear one, the MVP, Joel Embiid, a great two, an ascending, dynamic, surging young athletic star, Tyrese Maxey. Love his game. And then a very solid 17-a-night, number 3, no ego, Tobias Harris, surrounded by role players, many of who have expiring contracts, and you can upgrade this already very good team at the trade deadline. Collecting talent was what the process was all about. You remember Sam Hinkie, the process. Collecting talent, great. It did get you Joel Embiid, but not really anybody else, right? Maxey came from deep in the first round. The Warriors are the best example of how important chemistry is. They got rid of ascending Jordan Poole, 25-a-game talent. Brought in old Chris Paul. Scoring days are over. Significantly better team. Now, a very good road team where you have to hang out with teammates. Remember how bad the Warriors were on the road last year? Because on the road is when you're going to dinner and hanging out. They were fine at home, right? You can be an average team and win at home, average chemistry and win at home. The Warriors were awful. Tire fire on the road. No longer, because they got the one agitator out of the building. For years, I've heard this about James Harden. Well, I led the league in assists. That doesn't equal chemistry. Do you know Russell Westbrook's career average of assists is higher than LeBron's? You think he's a better chemistry guy than LeBron? There are a lot of fanboys out there that go, oh, Stephon Marbury used to get assists. Was he good for chemistry? James Harden gets assists playing with Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid won the MVP and he's a great finisher. So if I pass the ball to him, I would get an assist. That doesn't make it great chemistry. Harden has always been a me guy, and now the Sixers feel like we guys, right? It feels like the ball's moving. The chemistry's better. It was classic addition by subtraction. Well, speaking of happy, what's the opposite of that? Unhappy. Let's talk New York Jets. So if you whiff on a quarterback, what transpires is a domino effect. And what Zach Wilson has become is human quicksand, pulling everybody in with him. So yesterday, a coach I defend because he's excellent on his side of the ball, brings great energy and passion. Oh, that was bad. That was live and that was bad. When you whiff on a quarterback, you're constantly defending the indefensible. But just think of the domino effect with missing on Zach Wilson. Think of what it created. Massive stress on the GM, who now answers to a very impulsive ownership group. Stress, agitation on the head coach, who has to go in weekly radio hits, TV hits, and defend the indefensible. GM and coach, lots of stress. They also gave up great, not good, great draft capital. And then had to go get Aaron Rodgers, who in his last year in Green Bay appeared to be a declining player, who couldn't lead the Packers in a wobbly division and a weaker conference to the playoffs. Couldn't beat Detroit at home. Then you had to bring in Aaron Buddies, Alan Lazard, who can't catch, and Randall Cobb, who can't get open, 3 catches on the year. You had to do that for Aaron. Then you also had to hire an offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, with a hit-and-miss reputation in the league. Nice guy. Is he a great coordinator? Would you have hired him otherwise? No. Then you had to add Dalvin Cook. I never liked that. You had a star running back, but that was to appease Aaron Rodgers. Look at the domino effect of Zach Wilson's miss it has created. You got the head coach going up, trying to defend it. Everybody in the locker room knows it doesn't work. I got nothing against Zach Wilson. I really don't. I wish it would work. I root for all young quarterbacks to work. Imagine if he was as good as Trevor Lawrence. Oh, wait. They could have had Trevor Lawrence, but they won meaningless games 3 years ago. In the end, there is massive stress around this organization. I like the coach. I like the GM. But you miss on that quarterback. I mean, let's be honest. Trey Lance was a miss for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. Okay? It's all good now, but they have a 3-game losing streak. And what if they lose in Jacksonville? Then the Brock Purdy story comes to a screeching halt as their schedule stiffens down the stretch. You can miss on virtually any position. You whiff at quarterback, the amount of stress that is piled on Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh, reach for Dalvin Cook, get Aaron's buddies, spend lots of monies, now have no cap space, give up draft capital, and we're at week 10. This thing could careen off the freeway here any minute.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.